So, I just woke up from a 7 year coma. I was in a coma since I was 11 years old. Um, I figured there was something that I needed off my chest, and that's. Give me a second to pull this up. That this video that I'm about to show you is really, I, I think it's really important. I think a lot of people need to learn about it. So I'll kind of be doing an academic explanation, analyzation of it. So here we go.
Hamburger.
So I'm kind of letting it play multiple times because it's a really short video. Hopefully you can hear it, but I found it on Instagram, and I don't really know what the source material is, but I do have this packet written up about it, so I figured I'd talk about it for a little bit, just because I feel like a lot of people have no idea what they're getting into when it comes to watching videos, and they'll start somewhere completely random without having seen that. I think that it's a good baseline and foundation to move forward with getting used to stuff. So, my first point, I should probably preface this by giving an outline of what's important about the video. And we have what is clearly an edited clip of a show with what I can only assume is Sonic the Hedgehog. It's an edited clip of Sonic the Hedgehog, and the only dialogue is him saying the word hamburger and then proceeding to raise his arm and salute. And of course, this is right before these three figures in military uniform march off a cliff. It's, at first glance, fairly obscure and almost could be construed as not having any central theme or idea, but that's simply not the case. The events happen in a specific order, and whether that's in part due to the nature of the original clip from the show, or the way it was edited by whoever voiced the hamburger line, it's unbeknownst to me, but I think it still serves the same purpose regardless, and that's not really the point of looking at this video. So, so what we're going to do is get into each of these little three sections, and that's, like I mentioned earlier, the soldiers marching off the cliff, the salute, and then the hamburger. But before we do that, we should probably talk about the clip. So it's originally from a Sonic the Hedgehog TV show, and my dad was actually one of the animators on the team when the show was being made. I wasn't born yet, so I don't remember any of this, and he refuses to talk to me about it because, I don't know, reasons that are unknown to me and that I will probably never get out of him. He doesn't talk about it, so it's really taboo in our household to mention the name Sonic the Hedgehog. My mom even gets upset. I don't know what from that she remembers. Like my dad, she doesn't really like to talk about it. I've tried to do searching to see if I could find anything from that, but basically the most that I've been able to get out of the two of them combined is that he used to work on the show, now he doesn't, and he doesn't like talking about it. Well, the episode came out when I was little, and that was not something I remember. I don't remember it. It's not something that I do remember. But the clip in that episode has been taken, shortened down to about 3 seconds, and then voiced over with part of the original audio taken out, with some of it left in. So the original audio that was taken out was the part where Sonic says some one-liner quip. I don't know what it is, but he says it. But it doesn't matter because it's not part of the video that we're looking at. So the rest of the audio is just the sound effects of people falling off a cliff, which is something we'll talk about once we get to that portion of the video. So I just ate dinner, and so I burped. So the video was then edited, like I said, and voiced over by someone who sounds like, I don't mean to assume, but he sounds like he could possibly be, just with the accent in the voice clip, maybe of Latin American descent. I'm not positive, but being of Puerto Rican descent myself, I kind of recognize those things, but that really doesn't. It's not relevant. Yeah, so we had the video doing. I'll pull it up again. Wait, that's the wrong video. I'll pull it up again.
Hamburger.
So we can get to watch this first. Oh, you're not supposed to see that.
Hamburger.
Stop. Sorry.
Hamburger. 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 Hamburger.
Okay. So there's like a little fanfare thing. Oh, I need to. Okay. So there's that little and that's soundtrack, and then the falling off the cliff, that's a sound effect. So there's two different sound effects that are left in from the original clip, and that's obviously just to give context, make it seem more real. If the guy who edited tried to make his own sound effects, I don't know, it probably wouldn't be as good quality, probably. And then they walk off the cliff, and they're dressed in military uniform. So what's not important is the context of the show itself, because that doesn't give us anything in what this means. What's important is that it's completely out of context, completely bizarre, and totally off the wall when it comes to any contextual clues, what's going on, other than we can take the video as a whole. Actually, I'll pause on that. I'll get to that later because that's what I'm trying to get to. So, basically, the video is political commentary. Sonic is this eccentric leader. He represents charisma and leadership and power in a dictatorship, and I can only assume that's what the purpose of the military uniforms are. He represents that, and then when the soldiers walk off the cliff, they're being led to their demise by Sonic. That's pretty much the only contextual clue we have here, is that their demise is being met, and Sonic is there at the end, praising consumerism and bringing about this new thing. I forgot the word. It's probably for bringing about this new thing. But he's leading the soldiers to their demise. He's a dictator. That's the entire point. And he's praising consumerism and docile populations who just consume products and food and eat saturated fats, trans fats, stuff like that. And there's no need for war. there's no need for competition because we can all just be docile and comfortable in our own lives, going through the daily routines of work in a cubicle, buying things, food, then you go to sleep, and the cycle repeats 24/7, 365 days a year. It's commentary. It's attacking that, and I think that's the biggest takeaway about this. When he lifts his arm to salute, he's not in the at surface level saying salute, or saluting in a patriotic way. It's more of a way of saying salute, and he's bidding farewell to this old idea about the way the world should work and ushering in this new world order. Hold on. So I have a little diagram drawn here, and basically it's just the rise in docility over time. It's a slope of human excitement compared to the demand for, or not the demand, the supply for products to consume, which typically in economics aren't necessarily related to each other, but I think that on a grander scale, there's sociological reasons that are usually not taken into account. So the reason that people need to know why that video is so important is because it boils down to individualism. And what I've noticed from this new era of memes is that there's this great desire to move into a more Dadaist and postmodern era where nothing makes sense, and the most deconstructed and completely bizarre meme you can make is the funniest. There's humor in nonsense, and I find it kind of beautiful because if you look at the timeline of the way art has evolved over time into different movements, into different styles, from classical styles to all the way to brutalist and postmodernist styles, even how quickly we've sort of devolved, or not devolved, I'm sorry, that did not mean to, so evolved into this new echelon where it kind of requires some, not necessarily overthinking, but the capacity to understand that art isn't always intended to have some central theme that everyone understands. We are individuals and we shape our experiences, and the way that we interpret art should be the same exact way. It should be shaped by how we see the world. And so we've entered into this almost Rorschach of art and memes, where it's up to the user to define what they think is comedic about complete deconstruction of everything known. I can bring up one that I found particularly funny as an example, because I actually have quite a few. I find that there's something impressive about being able to destroy something and bring humor to it, because if I just slap a video into a video editor and apply thousands of effects until it's completely unrecognizable, that's not necessarily funny. You still have to remain with some foundation of recognition to understand what's funny about that. And that's basically the entire point, is that you're just satirizing your surroundings and contemporary whatevers with obscure, out of this dimension humor. It's amazing. Let's see. Here's one. Actually, wait. This is much better. Oh wait, there's no sound on that. I thought that was hilarious. I probably spent 5 minutes laughing at that. And it's nothing but an alligator spinning around in a circle in a disc with, I believe, the Remove Kebab song playing in the background, but sped up. And I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was funny. I don't even know what the alligator's from, but the song I knew. And it was amazing. It was the best thing I've ever seen. Just like that video of Sonic. But the entire point of this was, it doesn't mean anything. It's absolutely pointless. And yet I just derived a political commentary analysis on a video that was probably taken from a YouTube poop. You want to see the packet? This is a copy of a test of an exam or a quiz in my macroeconomics class. None of this meant anything, but follow me on Twitter at Mateo T. Roman, at Mateo T. Roman.